This video is being uploaded using NOMAD INTERNET, our choice for internet on the go. Can you believe we have been full-time in the van for 10 months?
It's crazy. It's like absolutely flown by. But right now we have a little bit of downtime. We are sitting in Southern California visiting some friends, and so we thought it was the perfect opportunity to do some upgrades and to fix some things in the van.
In this video, we're going to share with you a huge upgrade we made to the van. We absolutely love it, and we think you will too.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then we're also going to be sharing with you, as you're probably wondering, is what's been holding up in the van? Is there anything we've been having problems with? Anything that's not working great? And so we're going to address those issues in this video as well and do some fixes of things that haven't been holding up, because not everything is perfect in the van. And then we're also going to be doing some things that we should have done a long time ago. Back in May of 2021, when we actually got on the road, we said to ourselves, oh, these little things, we'll just stop one week and do them. And 10 months later, we haven't done a single thing.
Yeah, no.
So we're going to do all that stuff. One of the problems that we've been having with the van is with our backsplash. So it's been falling down, little pieces of it. So what we bought is it's a peel and stick type backsplash. But the kind of the weird thing is, as you can see it here, is there's a foam on the back of these tiles that is double-sided. One side of the foam sticks to the wall and the other side sticks to the tile. And they're either coming off of the wall or they're coming off of the foam. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull them down individually, pull the foam off, and then use a stronger adhesive that is better for temperature variations to reinstall them. And Keita's going to help. Yeah. Play with the tile. I know you think you're helping. So on these top 3 rows of tiles here, we actually tested out our adhesive just to make sure that it was going to work better. So I did remove the backing and then I reapplied these 3 rows, and the adhesive seems really strong. I think this is actually going to work really, really well. And so now that we know it's going to work, I'm actually working on tearing the rest of this off in the bottom, and it is a mess. This is kind of a pain in the behind. So I'm having to basically peel all this off of the back of these, and then anything that's kind of still stuck to the wall, I'm having to scrape off.
If that's where you're feeling the pain in the behind, you're putting these tiles on all wrong.
Actually, I'm feeling it in my fingertips because I'm pulling this stuff off with them. Like, it hurts.
Come on, get in there.
I'm trying. It's actually not horrible. I'll probably have to sand it down a little bit just to kind of clean up some of this mess, but it's not awful. It shouldn't take more than like 2 or 3 weeks.
One of the main reasons why we went with the Mercedes Sprinter 170-2500 Extended is because we loved the way it drove. However, even though we liked it better than the way the ProMaster and the Transit drove, it still has its issues. One of the biggest issues that we had was rear sag. So we are near our weight limit, and you could see the van that it kind of tilted down like this, which Mercedes says is okay. However, when your bed is in the back, you don't want to sleep like this. So we wanted something to rectify the sag. Number 2, handling in the wind. If you've ever driven one of these in the wind, you know how frustrating and sometimes scary it can be. We decided to do something about it. We did some research and ended up at Shoreline Motoring in Huntington Beach, California. So I know what you're going to say. What, California? Their prices and their availability matched everywhere else we called in the country, so we decided to give them a shot. We ended up going with the Van Compass 4.3 suspension kit. We got new Falcon shocks all around. They are adjustable by hand. You just hop out, reach in, hit the switch, and adjust it to however hard or soft you want the suspension. And instead of doing the add-a-leaf in the back, we decided to do a whole new heavy-duty leaf spring pack in the back. The difference has been amazing. So you know when these Sprinters, they hit a bump, you can feel it in your entire body. And this has really, really helped. So we have almost a little bit over 27,000 miles on the van, and it was time to get new tires. The stock ones were starting to wear a little bit much, so it was time for a new set. We ended up replacing those with 33-inch Nito Ridge Grapplers, a more aggressive tire. A bigger tire gives us a little bit more clearance without jacking us up all the way to the sun. In order to fit these tires on the vehicle, there had to be a little bit of modifications, and we had to get Mondo mud guards that set back just a tad bit so we could stuff the tires in there. The difference in the way this van handles is night and day. If you have a Sprinter, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you take the jarring shock out, it really saves your interior because you're not subjecting your build to these huge freaking jarring, I can't explain it enough. It's crazy. The other complaint we had with the Sprinter was the lack of pep when you stepped on the pedal. There almost seems like a lag to the throttle body. So we also installed a power pedal box. Now, if you don't know what that is, it basically allows you to create your own power curve, and they also have preset ones like Sport and Eco, so you can save a little bit of money on gas. I know that's kind of important these days. And the throttle response is absolutely, it's incredible. It's night and day. This thing drives like a race car now. It also has a disconnect to the power pedal. You can disconnect the gas pedal basically. You can press on the gas pedal all day long. It won't go anywhere. It won't do anything. And it's always nice to have a little bit of extra security. Another issue we're going to deal with is the cabinets. So you notice our kitchen cabinets, they stay up, but these ones do not, because the door is a little bit heavier and the hinges won't actually support the weight of the cabinet. So we're actually going to add a third hinge to these, and hopefully they will stay up like this instead of crashing down and bashing us in the head anytime we look for a snack. Voila! See, no more getting bashed in the head when getting snacks or food or anything in here really.
So our next little project is to make a container to catch any overflow from our glycol vent tube. So this is our glycol system for our hydronic heater. Have this tube here, it basically allows, air to escape as it's filling and everything, so it's not over pressurized. We just kind of had it hanging here, so a little bit of glycol was dripping out and everything, so we made this little container out of just a little jar that we had. Cut a hole in the top, just sticking it inside, and now we have something to catch it, and we're just going to put some Velcro tape on the bottom, and then we can just kind of sit it right here with the tank.
So excuse the mess, but this guy is loose, so I have to get under here, disconnect our water lines here, so I can get up and hopefully tighten that fixture. So the counter is still a mess, but good news is that our sink is nice and tight now. We'll see how long that lasts. While I was busy underneath the sink tightening up the sink, Sandy has been putting latches on the doors, because that is the one thing that we really shouldn't have left home without doing.
Yeah, we were having you can hear our doors kind of banging as we're going over any rough roads, and we've also had our drawers actually come open going down the road. Not such a big deal because nothing falls out of them, but we do have the cat running around and we don't want her to be crushed.
No flat cat. This suspension has actually helped, so I mean, if that's any consolation.
So we went around and we put a combination of either magnetic or I guess they're called like roller latches. Anyway, we got a roller latch here. So they actually give a little snug, a little harder to pull open. These are, you can hear the magnet. Yeah, making music. So the next thing that we're going to try to fix here in the van is this back trim. If you're building a van, if you've built a van, you know that these door trim areas are just nearly impossible, really. So when we built this piece to go back here, we really kind of wanted to cover the gap that's here in the corner. So we originally had used this, it's like a bathroom caulking tape, and we had put it up here and we thought that it would look okay. It's just kind of been coming loose the entire time, buckling and coming down. So we're going to pull this down, and then we're going to scrape off all this old stuff, repaint it, and we'll see if we feel like we need to put something else up there or if we're just going to leave it as is. But this stuff looks horrible, so it's got to go.
Sandy has finished removing all the gunk, sanding this down and painting it. Looks a lot better. We were talking about actually leaving it this way because it doesn't look horrible, but as you can see, there is still a bit of a gap. So we're just going to run a bead of caulk all the way down. Hopefully that looks much better than what we had before. Now the secret to having a really good caulk job is to have Sandy do it, because I'm actually really bad at it. Maybe if I practiced more I might be half decent, but I tried to do the shower and Sandy had to take over.
We are down to our very last project for this video. We have to seal up some holes underneath the van. So if you watched our videos, you know that we put a lot of holes in this van, and we never went back and sealed up everything that we had to run down through the bottom of the van. So we're going to go back, seal all those up. We don't want any little bugs coming in there, little mice, and dirt tends to come up through those.
Okay, we got our first hole sealed. Just doing a little bit of cleanup. It's going to continue to expand a little bit because it is expanding foam, but we should be able to trim it with a utility knife if need be. So Sandy's underneath. She just filled this hole, so this one is good to go as well. I think we pretty much have all of our little punch list items complete now.
Except for one more thing that we have to give you an update on that everybody has been asking for, which we are going to start working on, we promise.
Yeah, we're so sorry. The weather hasn't cooperated with us. We'll get into all that when we do the recirculating shower update video. Promise it's coming. Thank you guys for being patient.
I think overall the van has held up right up at a year right now, so, or close. I mean, in a month.
I'm really happy with the way the van is held together.
Yeah,
so
she's holding up great, and like, you know, the problems we've had are little problems, probably more our mistakes than the van not holding up. You know, we probably should have went ahead and put a stronger adhesive on that backsplash after the first one failed. And we got a new one.
Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button. There's not a comment button, but you can type in a comment. I think that's how that works. So if you guys have any questions on what we did or what we're going to do, don't ask the second one because we don't know what we're going to do.
We don't know. Anyway, like I said, we'll be working on that other video really soon, and then we're going to get back to traveling and getting some more travel videos out for you. So, yeah, but just a little update on the van and how she's doing.
And that's going to do it. Until next time, stay wonderful.
Call it a day.